The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winners, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show. For now, I'm Bo Big Time. That is Nimble W Numbers, or as we like to call them, Nim Blue Numbers.
Yeah, I think that's what Peter Howard, Paul Howdy on Twitter first said. He said, "Okay, Nim Blue Numbers." And I was like, you know, Peter, one time I lived in England. He was like, bollocks, no one gives a shite. I was like, okay. I was just trying to connect culturally. America sucks. Oh my God.
Your teeth is too clean. That's not true.
You're going to get all of us in big trouble over there. Yeah. So, well, welcome to Chalk Block, week number 2 of the NFL season. I'm so excited. I'll be driving for part of it, watching on my phone in my car on vacation mode, going to the Outer Banks, not driving. I'll be riding, honestly. My wife will be driving. She's a great driver. And
you can be riding.
I'll be riding. We rented an SUV so we can kind of like actually enjoy the drive down there and not kill our car. And
that's great. That's smart.
We're really excited. I'm particularly most excited about the fact that this was one of the longest weeks of my life, teaching wise, and we had back to school night this week. I had to put sub plans together for all of next week because I'll be gone the whole week. And oh my gosh, man, so much work. And then, of course, I produce content. Show Wednesday night, show Thursday night, show Friday
He's
night.
A content creator.
Show articles produced one Friday night, one Thursday night. Boom, boom, boom. So much stuff. It's just killing me. So tomorrow, clean the house. We got Hope for Henry's Gala. We raised millions of dollars last year for Hope for Henry to help kids with cancer and their families and hospitals around America. I think they're in 25 hospitals now. They started with in one locally. I mean, it is. Lori Strong is one of my favorite people ever. She and I are going to cry tomorrow. I'm going to cry a bunch. I don't care. I love it. London's going to come. It's a special time. And then booking it to the Outer Banks. So it's Mexican New Year, my friend. I mean, it is just the best day ever.
New Year.
Oh, sorry. Revolution Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Well, Revolution Day. Yeah. I mean, it's like American.
So they had 2 separate revolutions. They declared independence over 2 monarchies on the same day of the year, September 16th, exactly 100 years apart.
So which monarchy was it first? The French and then the Spanish, or the Spanish then the American? How did this go?
French then Spanish.
French and Spanish. You know what? Both of those dynasties in the olden days, they didn't do as much damage as the English did, but oh my goodness, man. Not great. Not great.
Yeah, so 1801, September 16th, they defeated the French, Battle of Puebla, where Cinco de Mayo came from, shortly after. And then 1901, they declared their independence from Spain, and on September 16th. So El Día de Independencia is today for los amigos mexicanos out there. Feliz Día de Independencia.
You know, my wife is Mexican. I'm going to quiz her about this to see if she knows these things or not. She might not. So, well, I'm super excited because we're going to talk the whole, oh my gosh, how are you playing with kittens on here? That's not fair. I got to call
Dobby. Dobby.
Oh my God, they would have jumped over into your screen, Bo.
Dobby's a free elf. He doesn't like to be held too much, but
for you on the camera, for content, we will. Kitty cat. Oh my gosh. How old?
It's like 4 months.
4 months. My cousins, quick sequitur. We're talking cats right now on the Nimble, Chalk Block show here with Bo and me. My cousin has cats up at their farm, and when I was a little kid in Pennsylvania, they had like maybe 50 cats. And one time I went up there. It started from 3, right? And they came and she had a litter, and then they had all their cats they started just being a cat farm. It was cool. I loved it. I saw like cats that were like a week old, eyes were closed. They were just in a little box underneath the porch, just clawing and crawling. I saw all cats at different stages. So cool. I loved it. My mom said no. We had dogs, and
we had every type of animal. When I was growing up, like every single type of animal, we had at least one of them. Usually more than one of them. So yeah, it doesn't matter that like Like my daughter wants to be a biologist or a veterinarian, something like that.
Can Adelaide collab? Can they do like a cross-cultural collab where she studies the ecology and stuff there, and we study ours here, and we share, we learned and learn about your topography, and we'd love that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, because Adelaide's into all that stuff. She's a frog collector. She saved like 30 frogs in the pool this year.
Sounds like a match made in heaven that our two ads get together.
You put a YouTube show together and it'd be called like Ads. I don't know. Tacular. I mean, they're like the best.
We'll hire somebody else to come up with the name.
Yes. Listen, we're good looking. We're the sexiest DFS show for now. Right?
We're on the Slate Walk, aren't we? Those Slate Walk.
And honestly, not a lot of sexy games. This is not a week of sexiness. This is a week of kind of diminished returns. We've got a game at 39.5. Another game at 40
and it's going to go
41.
Under.
You want 50.
39.5 is not going to hit 39.5 either.
No, it's not. It's not going to be good. Let's talk about the first game, though. I've got Carolina, New York Giants coming off a win down in Tennessee. We've got Saquon the Barkley boom rate. Oh my Lord! Holy Daniel Jones. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Changing it up. That reminds me of our head-to-head over the Clash of the Beards and Bellies. No, but seriously, Saquon last week.
Were you running the Sims to beat me?
No, I'm not running Sims to beat you. I just looked down at that 5,100 on Daniel Jones. Like that's the best quarterback at that rate that I can put in my lineup. I think Carson Wentz was a little bit too priced up, so couldn't get him. Carson don'ts. Well, RG3 was on the Junkies here in DC, and I heard him say, he had the most Carson Wentz day ever, throwing touchdowns, throwing 2 picks on back-to-back plays, then throwing more touchdowns. Like that's just what Carson Wentz is going to do, folks. So you never.
Of course, his picks were in the second half when his team was ahead and let the other team back in the game.
Oh, you mean when it mattered? I think Carson Wentz is the gift that keeps giving. We'll talk about that game in a little bit, but what do you think here about this Carolina game? How are you approaching it? Is it Saquon or bust? Because really, I don't like a lot of other pieces on at least on the Giants side. There's some pieces I do like on Carolina side.
So the Giants are an interesting one with it, where you might be onto something with Daniel Jones as a GPP option. And yeah, you can stack Saquon, but he's going to be super, super chalky.
I think it's one or the other, honestly.
But yeah, but if you're going to play Daniel Jones, I probably wouldn't play Saquon. I would say Daniel Jones with like a Sterling Shepard. He had a really good game.
I like Sterling Shepard. I mean, he's only at 2% projected rostership right now. I mean, no one on their team.
Wild to me because
none of them.
If Shepard's healthy, he's the only good option they have.
I mean,
Tony's very questionable.
Yeah, hamstring. You don't like that.
And Wandale's out.
OUT out. This is a great play. I mean, this is a great 4,900. I didn't really think to stack him because in our cash game, I was kind of going naked. Maybe you shouldn't go Daniel Jones naked. That's what we'll find out. But
it sounds fun.
It sounds
really fun.
Sounds underage, so I'm staying away from it. Honestly.
You're definitely not underage.
I'm way over. I'm not saying for me. He's so young. I'm so old. That's how old is he? 25 or 23? Yeah, I'm 20 years older than him. He's way underage. Listen, it's not just 18 is not just a number. Like that guy's like a whole 3 generations ago for me. Like, he knows things on, he's been on Bumble and all that. I've never on anything. I don't know what he was talking about. So yeah. All right. Kenny Galladay, not working out. So it's Sterling Shepard or
that. I think I love that Sterling Shepard as a stack with Daniel Jones. It saves you a ton of money. You can go and throw 3 absolute elite wide receivers into a lineup like that, and some mid-range running backs like Gibson or something like that, and really make a really high volatility, high upside lineup with that.
I like it enough to build a stack. And I'm
do it. Run the Sims, build the stack.
That's what we're here for. Run the Sims, Justin Freeman, Pat Mayo. We love those guys. Shout out. Those are our guys.
The cat just tried to crawl into the microwave.
Oh, the cat? Well, as long as it's not on, you know what I mean.
It was about to be on.
It was getting lit up. Oh no, that's not good.
There was Easy Mac going in the microwave, and the cat ran in first.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, as they do. So on this build right here, if you're gonna go Daniel Jones, Sterling Shepard, do you run it back Christian McCaffrey? Do you think there's going to be a correlative effect, or do you not? Do you drop it and just go with a one? No,
that's not the game I want to game stack.
Yeah. No, that's a question I wanted to make sure before. So I'm going to put a little 5% in here, 6%. But then on this side too, we can just say, if we go back here, we're not going to stack Saquon, but when we go to our player pool, we want to make sure that we include Saquon, and so we'll make sure. So we'll go over here and we'll say min. What's our min on Saquon? What do you want to do?
Well, you're highlighting McCaffrey first.
I'm down. I got it.
Min, I'd probably want a min of 10% and a max of 20. He's still going to be. I don't want to be overweight on him because of his chalk, but it's also going to be like you're not going to want to miss when he hits.
Right. You still want him around. You're just not going to go too heavy bone with it, as we say. So, yeah, no, I'm down with that. All right, let's talk about this game for 1 or 2 seconds. What do you think about the running backs in this game, particularly on the Cleveland side? And then we'll also talk it back with Michael Carter and then your boy Brees Hall.
Yeah, Carter, obviously, with the passing volume. Joe Flacco, it's like I don't understand that. If like the Jets were close, they weren't behind too many points last week.
59 passes.
59 passes to 15 runs. That's how imbalanced they were.
That's a lot of plays, though. 72 plays, still a lot of plays.
Yeah, the pace was great.
74 plays. I'm sorry, that's a lot.
The pace was great.
I like that.
But it was also just disappointing that the Jets didn't run the football because between Brees Hall and Michael Carter, they averaged 5.2 yards a carry.
They had runs,
They were chunking yardage off of that defense, and they still that's the Ravens defense that everybody anointed as they're going to shut the Jets down. Well, the Jets got shut down because Joe Flacco couldn't throw it past the sticks.
Well, can I also say that it appeared that not just that they were kind of desperate. Like you weren't down that many points. What are you doing?
Even in the third quarter, they're down 10 points.
Right.
You still got plenty of chances.
Establish a game plan. It just seemed like they were in kind of scramble mode after they went down. And I understand when it
was surprising to me because that's Mike LaFleur, who is a Shanahan disciple, and that's the opposite of what Shanahan offenses do.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. So, one thing I noticed is last week that our boy Nick Chubb was like 6.4 yards per carry, right? And then also 11,
pretty good.
11 missed tackles, first in the NFL. That's pretty good too.
Do you think you could tackle the guy? I mean,
no,
elusive out there.
Dude. Listen, I used to play. We play football in the backyard with some of my friends, and I'm a little thicker, as they say. I'm stout. Baby's arm with an apple as a body, not just so I'm out there and I have fast friends. I'm like, don't you fucking juke me. And if I could get to them, it was all about timing, right? So I figured out if I just went like a cornerback on that wide receiver screen and just hit them before they could fully, not make a move, I destroyed them. As soon as they got in space and started wiggling, I was not going to be getting them. So I became an aggressive defensive player after that. So Nick Chubb, you better be aggressive at him and go hard. And the Jets, they're timid. They're a young defense. I don't think they're going to go hard at him. I like Nick Chubb. And then putting him with the Cleveland Browns defense. So would you do a stack with Kareem as well? We saw what he did last year, in that role and the year before, and he's back in that role again. He's getting touchdowns. He's getting, red zone targets as a running back. He's getting red zone targets again. It's just like same guy.
Yeah, I mean that's people forget when players get hurt. Two things happen. People forget how good they were before they got hurt, and then they doubt what they can do when they come back. And that's what we all fell into the trap where we let Kareem Hunt fall way too far in drafts this offseason for redraft. We devalued him too much because he was hurt last year. And now that he's back healthy, we're reminded pretty quickly that this guy's one of the best receiving backs and pure runners in the league. And he just so happens to share a backfield with the best pure runner in the league, Nick Chubb. So I love Kareem Hunt at 6,600. I think his game script is going to be a little bit less skewed in his direction than it was last week, which means Chubb is a big smash spot there. At 7,100, Nick Chubb's a really good price. That's for his upside just on rushing alone. That's too low for me.
But Kareem Hunt 1%. 1%? What?
Oh, I'll take that. And
he's going to get targets. Jacoby Brissett is a backup quarterback. My podcast host with Fantasy Millionaires, Mike Collins, one of his main points is you're not throwing deep missile targets down the field like Justin Herbert does with one rib, whatever happened to it,
Just
nothing like
crazy.
that. You're dumping it. You're tight end looking for him. You're looking for underneath routes. You're looking for wheel routes. You're looking for little things you can do. So Kareem Hunt all day. I'm going to have a little more though of my boy, Chubb. I got Chubb for Chubb this week. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm at
Not ashamed.
medium Chubb.
Not ashamed.
Yeah.
At least half mast.
At least half mast. Right. Or as Kevin James would say, half shaft. Not Kevin James, Kevin Smith. Sorry. Kevin Smith would say half shaft. Right. Yeah. So let's move on to one of my favorite games. And I think this game gets over. And that's the Miami-Baltimore game here. Where are you kind of building your game stacks from here? Because this is a game I do want a game stack. So, yeah, we'll talk about this. And we'll get into stacks immediately. We'll start with the Baltimore stack. Because I think, honestly, I'm going to play both.
Guys,
stack too.
Guys, if you're watching this and you're in a state that allows sports wagering, run to the book on your app on your phone or your laptop, or go straight to the casino and place the over on this game.
Over. This is
44.5 is
crazy.
Egregious.
So stupid.
Egregious.
Stupid.
So yes, run to the place of betting and bet over 44.5 with as much money as you can muster, because it's not a guarantee, obviously, but this is as lock of a lock over as you're going to get, and you can stack both of these offenses just fine. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson had a bad game last time against Miami, but he's from South Florida, and traditionally against the Miami Dolphins, he does very well.
Those tutties.
He throws teddies. Well, he throws teddies against everybody.
Oh, no, like 6-to-1 ratio of interceptions to tutties.
And the fewest passes between tutties in the league. Give me all the Lamar with Rashad Bateman.
55-yard touchdown last week to our boy Bateman, dude. Oh, what a great pass.
My ass with that touchdown, because Lamar wasn't looking his way the whole game, and he finally bust coverage, and Lamar dropped coverage.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, that defense finally broke. Bateman got 3 downfield targets in that game, and of course the one absolute dime from Lamar. And I think Bateman's going to earn more and more trust as the season progresses. His target share is going to keep growing. And this is a good spot where I figure this game is going to be a lot faster paced than a lot of people expect. And Miami is going to try to score points to keep up with Lamar Jackson. And that's where we finally get to see the Mike McDaniel offense kind of take off, because New England kept everything in front of them, which was smart. And it was the only play that really broke them was that 4th and 6 to Jalen Waddle on the slant, where he took it in stride. And once he gets an angle on your defense, that's sayonara.
Can I tell you one of my favorite things about that was the commentator on that play. I recorded and I tweeted out. Yeah. He said, I question this decision. Right.
To go for a 4th and 6. Yeah.
Right call. He's like, I question this decision. I question it. He brought it up. And then as soon as the touchdown, he was just like,
and totally redeems himself.
Oh my God, what a play!
Well, that was a ballsy decision. 4th and 6 in a negative field is ballsy. When it works, it works.
You saw
football.
This is the thing about it.
It's football. You got to take shots.
You're one play away. You're one move away. You know what I mean? Think the Baltimore Ravens against the Denver Broncos a long time ago with that touchdown that came at crazy stuff happens every play. It's a possibility. So, all right, talking about every play is a possibility. Ooh, I'm so excited about this game. Let's start stacking this game immediately. Let me just ask you. We'll go to the player pool here. We have limited practice today. Are you worrying at all about DeAndre Swift and how he's going to fare this week?
He practiced today. That's all that matters.
Are you worried though?
No. If he practiced today, I'm not worried.
Not at all.
If he missed practice today, then I'd be very worried, because that would make him a game time decision, and one that comes out of nowhere because he didn't leave the game last week. He looked amazing last week.
He did.
And he tweaks his ankle maybe towards the end of the game, plays the rest of it to keep his ankle warm, because you don't really an ankle sprain, a mild ankle sprain isn't going to really mess with you until it cools down and it starts to stiffen up.
Right.
And
depends on where it was on the foot too, and
right.
how,
so I'm guessing a few hours after the game, and then the next day he was probably really sore, hard to move it around. You got to flex it, got to ice it. You
Didn't
shouldn't be
hear a
running.
walking boot story though. Didn't hear walking.
No,
boots.
and
Nothing
that's
like
the thing. Even if it's a mild like grade 1 ankle sprain, you're looking at a treatment plan which is all rest and elevation and ice and just keeping it flexed and just letting it rest. And so him missing practice is more of just like, hey, I'm going to get over this ankle tweak faster if I'm not on it all week.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't
Right.
need to practice any
Right.
days of the week except for Friday game plan installation day. That's the
Right.
That's the only practice that matters. If he's good to go on Friday practice, he's going to be good to go on Sunday. And I'm wheels up because that's a great matchup.
What do you think is? I did a little double Washington, wide receiver, 2 running backs here.
That is nasty.
What do you think here? I took out Carson Wentz because honestly,
I don't want.
He doesn't need to be a part of your lineup. 4 touchdowns, I love it. I mean, I wrote him up as one of the stacks.
We're not lacking with quarterbacks that can have good weeks this week.
Right. You don't have to have him in there. So I like the Terry McLaurin too because 6,600.
Yep.
Let's look at his rostership real quick. Right.
That would be my preference.
We built that. Right. We built that, but let's kind of just see where are we at with him and
4%. Give me a break.
That's crazy talk. And
against Detroit.
Listen,
and
Detroit is
I get Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dotson are slightly more, but if you're going to do a Wentz double stack with some Commanders, you could do a variation of 2 of those 3 guys and run 3 different game stacks with the Commanders and the Lions with Carson Wentz and 2 of those receivers. You can mix and match those lineups so that you have the game stacks in case. I mean, this game's going to be pretty high scoring because
I thought it'd be 50. I thought it'd be 50.
Yeah, neither defense is going to be that good, especially through the air. Jared Goff is probably going to light up the Commanders' defense through the air.
Efficient. Yep.
Especially, I mean, like Amon-Ra St. Brown is good, guys. Like I was wrong about his role this year because he had 2 targets in the first half, and I was just about to victory lap the fact that I was like his target volume is going way down, and then in the second half he gets 11 targets and scores a touchdown and ends up with 13 targets and a 20-point outing, which I mean not amazing. He didn't go 100 yards or anything, but he got so much volume in the second half when things were out of hand. And so, yeah, I was wrong about Amon-Ra St. Brown's role so far this year, and I know the kid's good. I never said he wasn't good. I just said I didn't know that he would earn as many targets as everybody was projecting him to. But he did, and he's probably going to keep doing it. So I'm going to have to get on board with the sun god before I get left behind. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean.
All right.
Yeah, I know, but I'll be honest with you. And I think people are now jumping at him this week. And I'll just say, a very wise person who I respect deeply in this industry, named Bo McBrayer, drew attention to the fact that when Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Swift are on the field at the same time, it eats into a little bit more of Amon-Ra St. Brown and his efficiency than it does DeAndre Swift. So I think it means
what happens is they both eat.
They both eat. But if you're looking for a greater than sign in this, if you're going to looking, because they're both in the similar price range, $500 more to go up to Swift at $7K to 65. I'm going Swift. I'm just saying that if you're choosing between which line to play, but if you're game stacking this back and forth, we can build a super stack. We did not do that yet. So I'll do 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, right? And then we'll find a stack. Oh, this is good. Amon, Curtis, DeAndre, Antonio.
One on the right, the top right.
This one here. McLaurin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. That's just
not expensive either.
No, well, it's mid-priced for a game that might be one of the top scoring games. There's only one game bet over 50 right now. So
we're going to get to that one in a little bit, but yeah. Okay, this is good. Our stacks are coming along, and we're actually using the Run the Sims the correct way this year the whole time, and we're going to be running it at the end. And I didn't do a great job last week. I'll be honest with you. You can see I look much better physically. I've been doing much better mentally. I'm almost there. That whole thing with London and COVID and working virtually, and my life has been topsy-turvy. I feel like after this Outer Banks trip.
That kind of life
Finally-
stress might not be good for you.
Finally, I'm catching up. Like, dude, I went from a double X to an XL. I'm a 38 to a 34. I'm down 10 pounds of fat, 5 pounds of muscle added, and I feel great. I wake up every day, ready to go. I do my thing. And so I'm almost there, but I was a little behind last week. I didn't update this board enough. Like, I'm just each week a little bit better. So I'm doing
I
all year.
lost one belt notch in my belt. I lost one notch. So
you look better when I saw you, by the way.
For me, well, yeah, and that's the thing is I'm still in a 3XL shirt because I can't fit these shoulders into nothing.
Dude, listen, me and Mike saw you, and I told Mike who you were. I was like, dude, you can't what and I have kind of big shoulders too.
Yeah,
right?
you're not
like,
a little guy either.
What can you do with these ham hocks that are out here? Like when I was a little kid, I had to turn sideways. When I walk, okay, by the way, Bo knows this. When I walk down the aisle of an airline, I don't walk like this. I don't walk broad chested out because my chest is broad and big, right? And my shoulders are too. I have to walk like a little like, oh, excuse me.
I was clipping people like pretty hard walking through.
Yes, I am farting. I can't do both. I can't.
What am I gonna do?
Right, and hold my balance and hold my butt cheeks together. I'm farting. Yes, the whole way.
And my bag slapping people as I'm
punching people with my elbow.
I'm in the very back of the plane, just knocking
right
people over with my luggage.
Oh my gosh! All right, thank you to the 2 viewers who are here. No one's jumping in the comments, but shout out. Appreciate you being here. Love you. Let's talk Jacksonville, Indy.
Do we have to?
There's some. Listen, 45 points, and it's going to be consolidated. Like you understand kind of what's going to happen, unless you get weird Alley Cox. If you get Alley Cox, you get Alley Cox. You can't do anything about it.
The definition of strange,
right? It just you might want to just play a few Alley Coxes in your GPP for fun, just in case it happens. But
Kylan Granson's the better play.
Exactly. You don't want to get Granson. I would say though. You want to get Jonathan Taylor. I bet you he scores 33 points this week. That's my guess. If I had to guess at the end of the week, 33. He scored 30 last week. What do you think, Bo? Am I overvaluing him?
No. I mean, what did he score last week? 27?
No,
and
30. In DraftKings, 30. That's
30. Okay, so because he got the 3-point bonus.
Yeah.
So 33 might be underselling it. You're saying he's not going to hit his ceiling according to Run the Sims?
Oh, now I'm a bad guy. Oh,
yeah.
Flipping on. Right. I'm saying his ceiling's 40. I think 33 is a medium range.
I say he scores 36.5.
Okay, let's do this. Side bet, not just
whoever's closest.
Clout side bet. Yeah, 36.5 for you. I had 33 was mine. So we'll meet in the middle. I'll math it up later.
Yeah.
It's a half
side,
I got
side pone.
Side wolf. Shout out our guy. If you don't know Rafi from the league, you don't know Jay from Big Mouth. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know any of these guys. Jason Maniscalco. Is that how you say his name? Mantzoukas. Yeah, he's like the funniest. Yeah. I mix him up with Sebastian Maniscalco. Right, yeah, man. If you see him in the Dictator when they're up in the helicopter and they're talking about crashing the Porsche 911, but they're speaking in Arabic, and so they're just like 911, it's funny. One of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. So, but to me, Jonathan Taylor's in play, and then on a run back side, because I did say this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I want to get your feedback. Christian Kirk saw 12 targets last week, and they're probably going to be losing in this matchup.
Not just that, though, Scott. He looked good on tape.
He almost got a touchdown. He reached. He didn't get it. He was close.
But still, like he looked crisp on those routes. He had some foot injuries in Arizona that hampered him.
That's exactly
and
right.
He got that big contract, and we're like, oh, the guy that can't stay healthy, he's out there third fiddle in Arizona. And he comes out here for week 1 for the Jaguars of all teams, and he's balling out. I didn't see that coming.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Yeah, Christian Kirk is hot right now. He looked really good on tape, guys.
5,700. I mean, that's cheap. I know.
What's the projected rostership, sir?
Okay, hold on. I'm.
We can filter that.
13%.
Wow, they know. Maybe the secret's out.
They know. They know. Sons of bitches. People look at stats too. But you know what? I still think he's a good player.
I'm going to do it anyway. Watch me do it anyway.
What you doing? You know, I actually wrote about him over at nimblewnumbers.com. He is my mid-range kind of upside play.
Shoot, why not?
I argued, listen, 6 of 12 is not efficient. So let's say this week he goes 7 of 10. Okay. And he gets 100. He's averaging 20 yards per catch too. That's a great. Let's say he gets 110 yards, gets the bonus, right? And catches a tutty. He's in the 22, 23 point range. It's all I'm hoping as a long range, love of what I would love at the most
he's not a leverage play. He is a chalky play, but it's one with a high probability of success. Indy's secondary, if he's going to be in the slot. All of his snaps were in the slot last week, and that means he avoids Stephon Gilmore on the outside. And Stephon Gilmore's not going to travel to cover Christian Kirk. He's going to cover whoever they line up outside. So, yes, he is chalky play, but he has a very high likelihood of hitting a very good 4X number this week at 5,700. So it might not be worth it to go more than 15-20% exposure to him because he is rostering so high, but he's still somebody I want to have in my lineups.
I think for me, the way that I'm approaching this is I'm hoping that Jonathan Taylor runs for about 145 yards, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns possibly.
Yep.
Colts are winning 28-10 or something. And you have to throw the football. You have to throw the football. You got to throw the football, don't tease me.
Just the tip.
Right, just the shaft.
See what it's like.
Right. But with that, oh wait, hold on. With that being said, my thought is Christian Kirk picks up a later touchdown in that garbage time type thing, that we always see and love, that the Jags are going to live in this year, and I think that's where he'll make his hay. Not that they don't try harder, but when you have 14, it's 28-10. Christian Kirk gets you a late touchdown.
You're looking at their roster, they're going to be in a lot of negative game scripts.
If you want to go crazy low, Zay Jones looked pretty good too. He caught most of his targets. He's above 80% with his receptions, I believe, right now.
Not a contested catch guy, though.
No, a wide open guy. Right, when he gets open. Now, he doesn't get wide open.
Yeah.
A guy who levitates after he gets tackled.
He does.
Yeah.
It's a really cool party trick. Is he a good wide receiver?
2%. I gave him 2%. That's all. Marvin Jones, I'll give 4% because that guy.
No.
I love that guy.
He disappeared last week.
10%, 99%.
I want Marvin Jones and Jonathan Taylor in every lineup.
And giving him one measly percent just so we can say
That's
we
the bottle
did.
of well whiskey they give you for free if you buy a big bottle is Marvin Jones with Jonathan Taylor correlated. Yeah, Christian Picard is better than Christian Kirk. That's facts, Craig.
Is that the fullback for the Ravens? Is that what he's saying here? Is that Christian Picard? I'm kidding. That's Lord. I'm making a joke. Oh my gosh, but I can't make jokes.
Your delivery of the punchline was weak sauce.
I know it's not good. Well, you said no, so that was kind of right.
No,
good. No.
That's incorrect, sir.
That's a wrong answer. But that's the joke.
You can't be throwing out falsities in.
I know. I just listen. Facts and logic is what I learned.
Tractor beam to incorrect.
Yeah, totally learned that completely. All right, let's move on. This is a game here. Does Tom Brady have a healthy wide receiver to throw to, or is it all Leonard Fournette season? Taco says
either way, it's a tough matchup for Mike Evans and whatever else they roll out there. So
I tweeted out a picture of him and Marshawn Lattimore grabbing each other, or I think it was Marshawn Lattimore just grabbing his jersey is what he was, just holding him at one point.
They don't like each other. They get to play each other twice a year.
They each do this. They get a personal foul. Listen. What's the over under on Mike Evans getting a personal foul called against him when he smacks Marshawn Lattimore in the face mask and goes like this tomorrow? On Sunday. It's going to happen. I'm going to hear it on the XM radio or on my little car phone, whatever it is. I know he's going to do it
on the sat phone.
Yeah, like that guy who was watching. You see that tweet out said, "Look what Jeff Bezos is making us do." He had the flip. He was watching it on the flip. Oh my god, dude, get a room, Virgin. Holy shit, man! You should just go to town. You have that phone. You can do anything you want. Like, world is your oyster, bro. Holy crap!
My god.
I mean, I have a basement. You have a flip phone. That's crazy. Yeah. So funny. So
not trackable.
but for me. I do. This is the thing. The only stacks I like are a game theory where I call it Leonard Fournette says in. Right. That's just what I like.
Yeah, it seems good because he's good at football,
well,
and he's going to be catching a lot of passes with everybody hurt.
Well, and the thing too is that Tom Brady has come out and said, like, I look like the ghost of Christmas past, so I'm gonna be.
He's got a point.
He's got a point. You know?
Gotta be a point.
That's not even the funny tweet I'm gonna drop tomorrow. Oh my gosh, he's right. All right, but I do like Michael Thomas because he's so cheap. You know what I mean? Like 5,800, he caught 2 touchdowns. Like, did you not?
How is he not projected at 20% rostership?
You know what? He should be 6,300. I'm not going to lie to you. What I've done for the last
65
at
he
least
scored twice last week against AJ Terrell.
No, can I take Bo? Let me explain to you what I've been studying the last couple of years because I wrote for the before I wrote for the Stacks at Sports Gambling Podcast Network and Joe Bond. I wrote the same for Joe Bond. I wrote for them the Stacks, the same thing. It looked at the price changes each week, right? And so what DraftKings is trying to do is they're trying to make they keep these players in a certain range, right? And then when they bust out, they go up, and then they always come back down because they don't live up to that the next week unless you're Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or Debo. You're living in that upper range anymore, right? Like most players don't do that, and so you just track them every week, right? Here's what they're trying to do. Michael Thomas is going to be like 6,800, 7,000. They know this. And so because they know this, they're giving because next week they don't want to give him 1,000-point upgrade in a week. They don't want to do something like that. They want to give him a 300, a 400. They have an algorithm where they're like steadily increase. If they increase, go to the next. Like there's a guy there, like in Spaceballs. They're like, go to the next level. And he's like, for each week. Week 2, if he does well,
a mysterious caped crusader, like a Phantom of the Opera of the algorithm.
It's just listen. It's ridiculous. So Leonard Fournette with Michael Thomas, I think, and then Jarvis Landry. If you're a glutton for just high volume, no touchdown guys,
can't wait.
Can't
get enough of those guys.
But what if he sneaks in because Michael Thomas blocked for him one time? That's a huge fucking guy to block for you. So I'm gonna say Michael Thomas blocks for him. I give him a 3% in my stacks, but I give Michael Thomas and Leonard Fournette at least 11. Because Leonard Fournette, I'm going to go back to here just to Leonard Fournette in the player pool. How much exposure do we want from him? Because I feel like he's somebody. Look at what they do. This is crazy. He's projected at 27%. 17% projected rostership, but his
leverage
rate is so high. He's still got a
leverage play.
Yeah, he's the leverage play. How is the guy who's the best the leverage play? Like, I feel like you start your lineups with Leonard Fournette in a lot of different builds, and then you can build around him. And so I'm just gonna over here min expose. I'm gonna say 35%. Is that crazy?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Max 50%. That's
I can still hear you, so keep talking.
Okay, well, we can't hear you, so now I can talk mad shit. Honestly, Bo is crushing it. Like, he really is. He's one of the best in the industry. If you're not following Bo, if you're not buying his sauces, if you're not signed up for his is it bet.us? I got to talk to him to make sure I didn't just drop a wrong link. But
so I can give you the link.
Yeah, put the link in the chat. Like, this guy is just, he's my guy. Like, I love him so much. He's the best. So please don't mess around. Don't waste your time. Don't fuck with anybody else. Mike said this to me on the phone the other day. He's the best free resource you're ever going to find for fantasy football. And that's a compliment.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
That is.
Yeah, it is, because you know what? Soon he won't be free. at all. And you will never be able to get to hear him until you pay him. And so right now,
it'll be free if somebody else pays me. Guys.
Well, if a bunch of people, get together and like ESPN, you know what I mean? Like, or some type of, but when you do go behind the paywall, if that's the route that you go, oh man, people are going to be losing out on so much volume. Listen, as somebody who was the hardest working man in the industry last year, this is the hardest working man in the industry this year. Upgrade your ranks if you're not listening to Bo McBrayer all the time. I mean, what? You're sending him money too? You son of a bitch, Bo! I thought I was a one money man. Holy shit! This guy's been using both me and Craig. I
can't believe you guys thought it was free.
Oh my god,
that's just a weird energy.
Pause. Okay, so that's the only stack I'm playing there. What about this Pittsburgh New England game? I'm scared of this game, like a Saw movie scared, because either it's going to be like defenses have died and gone to hell and like something crazy, like Deontay Johnson for 2 times, or it's like 7-8. You know, a terrible game that nobody sees because the red zone doesn't even carry it.
Yeah. Who cares? It's going to be a slog. It's going
to to the Atlanta Falcons game. Is that how we're going to just
I think defenses play the Pittsburgh defense. You should definitely play the Pittsburgh defense. Other than that, no, don't do it.
Don't. That's pause. Let's talk about this game here. Are you playing our guy, Interception McGee himself, Matthew Stafford, 10% rostered, 10% projected rostership? I can say that at the end of the day. It's kind of high.
It's way too high.
It's kind of super high. I mean, in lower cash games, I mean, if I'm going to be in last week, for example, in the Nimble W Numbers DraftKings tournament, I got third. So I'll talk about this a little bit. I went Jameis, but this is where I would play somebody like this because who cares? You're in a 20-man tournament. You're playing for $180, $50, whatever.
And Atlanta's going to give it up. So it's a good play. Yeah, it's a good play.
Not a great play, though, for bigger GPP tournaments at all.
I don't love it. I think it's, like you said, a solid cash play.
Well, think about the route tree of what you're deciding. I mean, this is honestly what people like, Adam Levitan and
his offensive line looked awful against Buffalo.
Terrible. If you've won hundreds of thousands of dollars, you think beyond these two things, right? So here's how it goes: Matthew Stafford, 10% rostered, right? And then you have Cooper Kupp, who is half the rostership. We'll go look at it right now, of Allen Robinson, who I guess he bounces back. That's great, right? He's going to come back. Cool. I like that. Awesome, right? Actually, no. Cooper Kupp now is back up. Before it was even about. Now they're both 15 to 16% rostered. Holy snikes!
Everybody's playing that double stack with the two.
It's out of control. It's out of control.
Hey, but that's a great leverage spot for two guys, Tyler Higby and Darrell Henderson.
Yes.
So Higby is not a good football player, but this is a pivot play where Higby's going to be the guy that breaks those chalky ass hearts there in that game.
Yeah. He's low, and 10% still is high, but I mean,
it's less like I'm more on the Henderson side, but even he's really chalky. I still think that he's more likely to pay off than Allen Robinson is. Like I'd play Cooper Kupp in a heartbeat because good Lord, he's playing Atlanta. You're not going to not play Cooper Kupp.
No, you play Cooper Kupp.
You're going to play. You're going to play a lot of Cooper Kupp because you know that he's going to be heavily featured, and he's a very low bust rate. Like you're chalking up guys that have a very low likelihood of busting.
I agree with you. And
rootin' some bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking it like this,
I've been praying for a fight. Now I'm literally waking up every morning and praying to see a fucking fight.
So, but that's what's going to happen in this matchup. And cheers to you, Bo, because this is the Balvenie. If you're just joining us, this is the Balvenie, the Caribbean Cask Ale, Caribbean Cask, 14-year aged. And it is
scotchy.
It's delicious. It's the scotchiest scotch. So what Bo likes is more bourbon and whiskey. what I tend to go for is Scotch. And I got introduced to a lot of Scotches over when I lived in the UK. I fell in love with the Scotch. Like it just was. I don't like the peaty ones though. I like the peaty ones. I like the ones.
You like the Isla? You know, like the Isla region.
They're okay. They're okay. Here's the problem. They're so pronounced and they're so smoky at times as well. They smoky. And so what I would prefer is Compass Box Batch. They have like a delicious blend, a 4 whiskey blend that is just it's better than this. I have some. I'm saving it though for when I win consecutive or I win the tournament. It's a big deal. By the way, I have to say this. This is some crazy shit that I've been winning against you because I don't think people understand is that Bo is really, really good. He really is. And I am not that good.
And you're good at dodging my best lineups.
But I will say this. The first week, my 214 point or whatever it was lineup, like it fucked.
That was good no matter where you played.
Thank you.
That was optimal, sir. That's how you that's the point of the game is to be optimal.
I'm the leader in the clubhouse for now, but I'm just trying to be able to boast and be relevant.
Guess what doesn't matter if you're optimal? Anything else.
Right, exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter how chalky your shit is. If you're optimal, you're winning.
It doesn't matter. Let me ask you about optimal and running back wise. The Run the Sims are not into Jeff Wilson. They have been at 10%. I think that's hilarious. It's a huge oversight in the algorithm. Do they not understand how the running back situations work in San Francisco?
And it's downplaying how bad the Seahawks are.
The ranks. What happened with Jamal? Not Jamal. What happened with Javonte Williams last week? What happened with him? How did that go?
He was insanely good. It's what the kids call difficult to tackle, and he also saw double-digit targets.
Did he get like 20-some points? I mean,
it was close. I think he was 19 or something.
DraftKings
he didn't score a touchdown. He fumbled at the goal line. Remember,
20.8 though. It's still in DraftKings.
Okay, yes, because he went over 100 yards.
But what if he would have scored then though? Like that's 25 points. 20. I mean, like 26.
Yeah.
And minus the fumble, maybe 28.
Yeah. Dang. So Jeff Wilson's going to get all the work he can handle, which we hope he stays healthy the whole game. But they drop like flies in the running back
as well.
Like I compared running backs under Shanahan to one of those paper straws that they made us switch to in California. It's disintegrate while you're drinking a soda.
That should go viral, my friend. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was the quote I used today. Was that I compared running backs under Shanahan to a paper straw, so I hope Jeff Wilson can stay healthy because he's going to smash if he does.
What do you think about Trey Lance at 5,700? Is this his bounce back game? I saw Dwayne McFarland talking to Marcus G. They were touting him up, and I liked it. I was on it too. I stacked him up in one of my sports game podcasts.
Those are two of the sharpest guys you're ever going to meet for football. Dwayne and Marcus are ultra sharp, and it was great to meet both of them in Canton this year.
Loved it. Cheers to those guys.
Both of those guys were awesome to meet. They're great guys, and they're very, very smart when it comes to football. And I am a Trey Lance fan. Like I want to see this kid just blow the league up because he's got all the gifts that you need to do that.
Yeah.
And this might as well be the game. I like Geno Smith and GPPs a little bit better though, because nobody's going to have him. And nobody's going to have him in the 49ers secondary. The 49ers secondary is not as good as Denver's secondary.
No.
They don't have Patrick Surtain out there.
No, they do not. They have nothing. Man, honestly, Geno Smith, he surprised me.
He looked good.
He looked more nimble than Russell Wilson.
What did he start 10 for 10?
He was. They were talking about him like setting the record. Like, what's the record to start a game here in Seattle?
I think the record's 16, so he was definitely on record watch for a while.
Pace. I hope he breaks it just to Robert Russell Wilson's face, But I'm digressing. Yeah, freeze. Okay, let's talk. We got a few more games left, 3 to be precise. Houston at Denver. We'll talk about our boy Russ Wilson. He disappointed a little bit. They did not let him cook at the end. They called a timeout after a wasted
football wise, we like what we saw from Russell Wilson, especially fantasy. Fantasy, he scored a ton of points, 370 passing yards, a couple touchdowns. he didn't get it done for real football. Like everybody's like, oh no, the coach screwed him. And it's true because the coach did screw up immensely at the end of that game. So we got to see if the Broncos don't win against a Houston team, then we don't know what the Broncos are, because they already lost to a Seahawks team we thought was overmatched. That wasn't the case. And now if they lose to Houston, we have to really reconsider what the hell is going on in Denver.
Right. Yeah. Well, then, I mean, it just
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they would just be crazy. You would not. No, but Russell Wilson at 7,200, I would rather go up $2 more $100 to Lamar Jackson and play that in a stack. So I'm more looking at his pieces than at stacking him, honestly.
Right. Skinny stack with Russell would work fine.
Right. And out of the wide receivers, I think they're both options. Jerry Drew's cheaper, and they're not really rostered. Honestly, 8% is the highest, and you got 6%.
Russ was not chalky either. And Houston's not good, guys.
No.
This is a leverage.
287 yards last year to wide receiver, 16 touchdowns. These boys were giving it up.
Here's another leverage opportunity to game stack or just double stack against Houston's defense. You don't need a run back.
No.
You don't need one.
You
don't need anything at all.
Put an onslaught, friends.
Onslaught, double stack, Broncos, low ownership.
So
bada
instead of
boom, do it.
Let's look at the pricing, right? Let's build a stack, right? And I wonder what it is compared to the pricing of the very popular stacks of Matthew Stafford. And so if you look at that, you might just, if you're going up against the Matthew Stafford bros this week, right? And you've got the Russell Wilson bros with their stack. Oh, that might be really, let's just see the pricing. That's what I care about the most, honestly, is to see, because I think you can get a nice deal, honestly, in the Denver because of Judy. 18.9.
They're both so cheap.
18.9. Okay, so that's crazy, right?
And Russ is appropriately priced. I think Russ is fine where he's at.
Let's go check here with these guys, right?
61 and 56 for those.
21-7. 20, dude, 18.9. You get so much more play. You could put Saquon Barkley in there, right? You could put Jeff Wilson and Saquon in there, and Antonio Gibson in there, right? You could put them all.
Because if Cup eats, A-Rob's not going to eat if Cup eats.
You can't. Yeah, that's not my favorite stack.
I think they're going to alternate more often this year than people think. I think that Cup's going to have some down games because A-Rob's going to have big games.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about the stack that I want to do the most, and that's just Burrow and Jamar until I go.
Full max that shit right there.
Until I die.
Country road, take me home.
Take me home, Jamar, and
to the chase.
Oh, I love you so. Right. It's just these guys I put 10% immediately. T. Higgins here. I'm gonna put a little action on T.
Little smidge.
But Joe and Jamar, man, those guys 16 targets. Sexy.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns that were disallowed. Oh my God. He scored 4 touchdowns in that game. 79 touchdowns.
I think if T. Higgins does not clear concussion protocol, he's on track to clear it. But let's say he doesn't. Let's say he doesn't clear protocol in time.
Number 1 wide receiver.
Then your double stack is with either Mixon or Hurst.
I looked him up.
So you definitely want Chase. You definitely want Burrow Chase. But you also want one of these other guys in separate stacks.
I agree. I'm not going to put them in here now because we got to keep rolling on. But
I'm going to be optimistic about T. Higgins.
any Dallas players at all that you want to consider in this game? Is it? Full wash? No. You have to be able to run it back, especially Cooper Rush he's not a good NFL quarterback. He's not even a top 60 NFL quarterback, but he's also not $5,000
competent. He looked okay against Minnesota last year in that primetime game.
True.
Is he going to look good this week against the Bengals? I wouldn't bet on it, but I also don't think he's not going to complete passes, and those are points out there for somebody. I would say Pollard is in play. Dalton Schultz for sure is in play. And if you're looking for a leverage crazy, what like everybody's counting him out, CeeDee Lamb is still pretty good at football. and he did really well in that Vikings game last year and over 100 yards. And that, like, it's not going to be a huge drop off, guys. We just saw Dak look like awful dog shit against the Bucs before he broke his hand.
Nice. I pre-niced it. CeeDee Lamb 6,900. So
of course.
Yeah, I do like that. If you build a stack with this, would you go? Let me see here. Would you go CD and Joe Mixon?
Yeah,
is that something you would?
Yeah,
I like that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Sir. Almost makes too much sense.
I'm looking at
you're starting to trip me out here,
dude. Listen, I've been working. I've been listening.
This guy's good, guys. If he can beat me, he's good.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to
Not many beat me.
I mean, I watched Dwayne McFarland pick up, our guy Ian Harditz and spin him around, listening to, what was it? Was it Sweet Caroline? I don't forget what song. It was like a death metal song.
Then Jorge was singing.
Oh my gosh, dude!
That
was such a fun time. Never saw my credit card again. No one charged anything on it though, so no complaints. All right, last game. Whatever. Last game. We'll get out of here in an hour, which I love. And so does Bo, because he's got life to go live.
We gotta run the Sims before we get out of here.
We do. Let's talk about this last game here though, and it's the Raiders. The Raiders. They keep trotting out the berm, and man, there's like random hairs that are squirting because you only keep what you got, right? So he's got a lot. He's trying to keep it. He's got loose guys, and he just looks like he's like kind of drunk, but he's not. He's just trying his best. So keep it up, bro. You're crushing it. You're doing
great, buddy.
I love it. Keep it up. Boom, boom, boom. The Raiders. So all right. Let's talk besides Davante Adams, who we love.
Love, like with a big capital L.
Like a middle school crush that like stays out in the bushes and watches them go, inside their house with their family type love, Yeah, I've said too much.
Davante Adams is
that doesn't make sense.
Davante Adams is going big this week.
Yeah.
And I mean big because Arizona can't cover a dead body with a tarp.
No, they can't cover it like California lake can't cover a dead body. You know what I mean?
Well, no, it just dries up. No, that's the funniest part is everybody's like, oh, Trey Lance only played poorly in Chicago because there's 4 inches of rain that day, and it was a water park. And I was like, well, guess what? Our first rain in the forecast in 4 months is on Sunday.
It's coming.
Shout out NorCal for bringing the rain for Trey Lance.
What are you guys doing, man? Lord,
we haven't had any rain in 4 months, and this dude comes back from Chicago and brings it with him.
Do you like Marquise Brown in this, or do you want to get Dortched?
I like Dortch. I don't know why. He's just high volume. He's a Jarvis Landry right now in this offense.
3,500. I mean, he's maxing out. When he gets 15, he's like already 5 maxed almost.
I have some Dortch lineups. I'm not going to avoid him. He's going to get enough volume. It's a fast-paced, high-volume air raid offense. There's lots of quick little, like just short hitches where they just give him the ball and let him run with it. It's their way of running the football on the outside. Is they just throw these little bubble screens and hitch routes, and Dortch caught a bunch of them last week, and Rondale Moore will catch a bunch of those when he's back healthy.
They gave me one lineup. I thought that was cute. That was cute. I forgot to set it to 150. Excuse me.
That was funny.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Your Daniel Jones is optimal.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what about this? What about this lineup here? Your Dortch is in here, and so is your Henderson, Derek Carr, Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Jacoby Myers,
and Adams.
Dortch,
running backs, and I had a Jacoby Myers lineup because he's underpriced this week.
I like it. You get
shout out Jacoby Myers, who's actually Jacoby Myers, another member of the Jarvis Landry Club.
Yeah, totally. He's a little mini Jarvis Landry. What about our boy Daniel Jones stacked with Sterling Shepard, Curtis Samuel, Cooper Kupp? Cooper Kupp's in here a bit, boys and girls. I'm not gonna lie. See, he's in every lineup.
He's gonna be good.
I need to adjust the ranks on Cooper Kupp apparently because he's everywhere. Let's see my exposure. I've got 100% Albert O. Is that what's happening?
He's in every lineup.
He's 3,700. They're just like, this guy. He's good. You know.
What are you guys doing?
He's just so Hey, I run the Sims. You're cute. I think you're so cute.
Alberto, 100%. We are locked in on Alberto.
Hey, listen, if you don't go,
we don't want to run. Look, there's even a lineup where Mark Andrews is the starter, and they still put Alberto in the flex just to put it in.
They do. Look right here. I'm gonna play this lineup: Daniel Jones, Fournette, Javonte Williams, Sterling Shepard, Cooper Kupp, Curtis Samuel, Mark Andrews, Albert O. Fuck yeah, that's a good lineup.
It is though.
Oh my gosh, this has been great. You can check out Run the Sims at runthesims.com. Go check out nimblewnumbers.com. Check out on our webpage. We have links to go sign up for this. It's a great site. We use it every week. We are thousandaires, soon to be millionaires. Not yet.
Yeah, baby.
Soon though. So please do check us out. Nate, thank you for jumping in here. Craig, everybody else who's been in the chat, you guys are awesome. Bo, where can people find your work and what are you doing next?
Right here, Bo_McBigTime. Can send you to Twitter. The bio has the link tree, so you can find anything I'm working on. Fantasy Pros, Team Rise or Fall, IBT Media, BigTimeFlavor.co. Instagram is BigTimeFlavor_. That's where all the food porn's at. So not safe for work. Make sure you open your phone angled away from somebody so you can just enjoy it by yourself.
You don't want anyone to spill their sauce, is what I'm hearing.
Lots of sauce has been spilled over the years.
I hear that. You can check me out at nimblewnumbers.com and then also at nimblewnumbers on Twitter. My latest DFS article for Sports Gambling Podcast Network, Top 10 Stacks, is out, as well as my own article over at NimbleWNumbers, and that is the GPP plays to get you paid. Last week, my guys were Jonathan Taylor, cha-ching, DeAndre Swift, cha-ching, AJ Brown, you heard of him, Michael Pittman, maybe you've heard of him. What was his name? Wait, called him. Lamar Jackson. Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts. Yes, they were all over there. So please. And then Bo was hitting. Bo, what was your biggest hit call last week? Because you had like 3 pecan takes that were just like.
Well, Swift was the main one. But the Dolphins defense, that one paid off. Steelers defense paid off for me. And it was just good. Vikings defense. Like, my defensive calls last week were money. And it was a lot of fun because I had a lot of those correlated. And I had some good lineups. It wasn't against you, obviously, because you beat me with Zach Ertz in garbage time. But this week you're getting some very tough are 4 different guys. I think I favor my 4 guys over yours.
I kind of like your Saquon. I didn't know you were going to have all my guys. I thought it had some leverage.
I didn't know you were going to have all my guys.
It's interesting when we're this close together. It normally means we win. So week 2.
Prayer circle.
Right. We need to listen. If I'm driving to the Outer Banks
candles
and we're winning, and you're winning, and I'm winning, and there's lots of money being, bantered about, we will be not.
So he's going to the Outer Banks.
No, I'm kidding. We'll be definitely back
his
here.
Victory. He's going to the Outer Banks, celebrating and flaunting his wealth with the victories.
Let me just tell you what we're gonna do. I'm living.
You know what winners do? We go to the Outer Banks.
We go to the OBX, stands for Outer Banks. We put it on the back of our cards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Next to our
OBX. What airport is that?
Next to our 6.2. It was 6.6 sticker. Was that a half of a half mile, half of a half marathon, a quarter marathon? Right.
That's like I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
Listen, I had a quad.
It was a 10K and I just died.
Oh my gosh. I need to go to 7-Eleven. And so on that, Bo, you're the man. Please do follow him. We'll see you guys on Sunday and Monday and all the other days. We'll be back. Peace.